North Korea, they tell me, has this bomb. And you say, well, that little country can't do anything. All it takes is one missile. Do you understand that, don't you?
Well, to draw on an example of a good guy with a small weapon, remember David routed an entire army with one stone.
Yes,
Yeah.
he sure did.
But that's a good example. But now let's go to the dark side of things. You just take a small nuclear device, about twice to 3 times the size of a Hiroshima bomb, which is exactly what Iran is making, exactly what North Korea is making. You loft it 250 miles above the center of the United States. That detonation sets up an electromagnetic discharge that when it hits our power grid, shorts the system out. The electricity goes off, that's the title 1 second after. Now people ask, how 90% are going to die from that? Pastor, where did that water come from?
From wells and pumps?
Yeah, I mean, every city in America becomes uninhabitable within a matter of hours or days. We run out of water. The average community has about 20 to 25 days worth of food on hand. What happens to your food supply? What happens to your medical supply? What happens to command and control, to law and the rule of law? We descend into chaos almost immediately. It will be catastrophic. This is what our enemies have openly said they're going to do to us.
They don't beat around the bush.
No.
That's what shocks me. They're saying they're going to do this. Look at Iran. Look what they did during this speech, during this period of time. What did they do out in the bay? What did they do out in the sea?
The pastor's referring to something that's incredibly bizarre. They built a large-scale mock-up of an American aircraft carrier, took it out to the Straits of Hormuz, and then bombed it and blew it up, and complete to a soundtrack singing praise to Allah and the state of Iran. Now, if somebody is blowing up a model of our, and I don't mean a little model like this, I mean this thing was 300 or 400 feet long, take it seriously. The analogy I give is, imagine if you're going home every day and you have a neighbor who's rather psycho and he's shouting obscenities and you peek over the fence and he's doing target practice on a picture of you. Are you going to take that seriously? Yeah. Well, come on, America, wake up.
Wow.
Do you believe Iran does have weapons underground, that has areas underground where they're developing weapons? I'm hearing a lot underground talk about they're underground.
One of the key components for making a nuclear weapon are high-speed centrifuges to separate out your fissionable material. Iran, several years back, had about 500 of these. I believe the estimate now, as Netanyahu points it out in his speech, 6,000. They're going to 19,000. They're talking about building 200,000 centrifuges, filling up areas 50 times the size of this building, separating fissionable material that once in place, within a matter of weeks, could mass produce a number of fission bombs, nuclear devices. Beyond that, just last month, Iran lofted a satellite. Now, I hate to give away our age, but I think we can remember something called Sputnik.
Yes, absolutely.
The bottom line of what was frightening about Sputnik was not that they could put a little beeping satellite up and circle. Sputnik meant that the Russians could put a bomb on a missile and 20 minutes later vaporize New York or Washington. Iran will have the capacity to toss nukes anywhere in the world. That's what they're driving for. Israel alone has a leadership with the guts to stand up and say, we're going to stop it before it starts.
Yep.